Right, hello everybody and welcome to the Aston Martin spinning in the chicane, but to FRL's Super Sprint Sunday, sponsored by SimNet. We're very lucky to have them. They've been with us for the last couple of weekends. I've been with Fafa. My name is Greg, and joining me along for the ride, as he has been all season and seasons before this, is Retro Ghost Owen. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing very well, mate. I am hosting your sniffles today, so I'll try my best to keep my distance, just like COVID measures in the commentary box. But other than that, it is round 6, season finale. What a season we've had, buddy.
Yeah, it has been fantastic. And just like COVID, there's a screen between us, but we're going to share the entertainment all over the screen. I can see a couple of you are dropping in to the stream already. However, that might just be you checking on me. But we have just had, if anybody's wondering why there's no times on the side, that's because we've just had a little server reset to fix a small issue. Oh, the Aston is going again. That's Prentice. So we do have some funky time orders tonight. The first race is going to be at 6 AM and race 2 is going to be at 1 PM in the afternoon. So we are looking forward to this. If you're not familiar with the Sprint Sunday format, it is a 15-minute, can't get my words out, single lap shootout for the qualifying. So each tier gets 5 minutes, and then silver, and then pro to set one lap and one lap only within those 5 minutes, to then have it carry through into the race. They can, if they invalidate, go on to try and set another lap, but they have to be done by the 5-minute window. For those tiers I mentioned, on the left-hand side, the white boxes are your pro, the grey boxes are your silver, and the red boxes are your AM, going down in tiered order. What that then leads us into is a 20-minute sprint race, no tyres or fuel required in any pit stops the drivers may choose to have. And then we do a reverse grid 40 minutes. The only stipulation to that is you do have to complete 75% of the race in order to qualify for the reverse sprint pole. So there's no return to the pits after lap 1, sitting in the pit box and going, oh yay, look, I've got pole for race 2. No, you do not. You've got to complete the majority of the race to undertake that. But yeah, we are coming. This is the season finale of season 17, and we are glad to announce, as we confirmed with the admins earlier on this evening, we will be back for season 18. We've confirmed with them a bit earlier than the last season, so they're not sweating this time around. So yeah, we've enjoyed it so much, we're jumping in early to secure our spot, watching the action from our comfy seats at home. From my understanding is, Owen, you have some championship stuff that you can run down with us whilst qualifying is just starting.
I absolutely do. So, as mentioned by our good friend, Mr. Gregory Wood, we are the pro tier standings at the minute. On the left-hand side, or the white boxes, or is it? No, it's the AM tier going out first. But I'll quickly say the pro tier whilst I'm on it already. Will Friedman is leading the pro tier on 95 points. Adam Sharp, P2, 92 points. Jack Prentice, P3 there, 92 points for the top 3. Ishmael Rashidov, I'm pretty sure, has withdrew from the championship or can't make tonight, so he's currently P4. Fabio Travaglioli, P5. Luke Prentice, P6. Morgan Grace, P7. David Fernandez, P8. Josh Clayton, P9. Samuel Grave, P10. Wouter Heymans, P11. Andrew Eden, P12. Vaclav Popisil, P13. And Kevin Kepanik, P14 there. And again, guys, they are the pro tier, the white boxes on the left-hand side. Now, the silver tier, Mr. Gordon Brown, I don't know how he's done it. Apparently,
it's the Lamborghini. It's the Lamborghini.
No, I refuse to admit that. We'll find that out on Tuesday. But Mr. G Brown, with a bit of WRC, slipping and sliding and rally crossing his way to the top at the moment. P1, 103 points. The man's pretty much untouchable. I'm pretty sure he just needs to complete a race to get out of any danger. But Luke Richings in P2, 83 points. Lee Colpitts, P3 on 82. Jake Hanley, P4. Mr. Chris Gedman. I cannot stress this man is an absolute legend. Without promoting another league, he did help us out massively on our own league on Friday. So massive thank you from myself and Greg for Mr. Gedman there in his not so tennis ball bright Porsche this season, but we hope to see it back next season. Stu Rogers P6, Johnny Sharp P7, Reinhard Serpentine P8, Nikita Chepmasov P9, Gareth Harvey P10, Michael van der Wall P11, Chafino Jabino P12, Daniel Starkloff P13, Jack Doran is P14 for the silver tier. Pretty obvious, silver tier boxes are the slightly grey ones on the left hand side. Quickly going to rattle through the AM tier now. The red boxes on the left hand side. Dazza Townsend with his per rink car, 111 points, leading the AM tier. Kalugin on 104. Jamie Thacker 97. Paul Trotman P4. Dreadlock Steve P5. Antonis Korkamalakis P6. Danny Felix P7. Michael Coppins P8. Katie Lane P9. Stefan Visser P10. Pablo Flores P11. Daniel Crossman P12. And Jochen Verith P13 there.
Yeah, so we've just been following Kabler around his lap. Look, it was looking good so far until he came to the hairpin towards the end of the lap, where he did seem to struggle ever so slightly.
Well, I didn't touch about it. Coppins was the first driver to set a lap there in the AM tier, 131.825.
Yeah.
Cablo a second and a half behind.
So yeah, what the mistake that he made towards the end of the lap has really cost him there into the hairpin.
Mr. Thacker does take provisional pole, but then beaten by Dreadlock Steve by nearly a second.
Dreadlock Steve has been absolutely fantastic performances in recently. Really surprised all of us. Raced against him in a few different series, and he has come on leaps and bounds in recent seasons. So well done to him. He's definitely up there with others as most improved drivers. And then Trotman has dropped himself into P2 there, about half a second down. But I'm currently following Townsend around his lap. The camera's on this track. A little bit drunk, so you have to bear with them while they try and catch up. Usually is a bit better once we're actually in the races. But it looks like the McLaren is dealing with the final chicane quite well. And through he goes to P1. The Prink car goes on to Prole. And car number 22, looks like it's going to be the last one. This is Vereth in a fantastically beautiful white Lamborghini, but he's bounded it over the curb, and that's going to cost him.
Curse.
Oh. And he doesn't manage to set a lap with that effort, and his time is now elapsed, so he will have to call it a day. He is not allowed to go on to complete any further laps. I've caught 104 of Richings in the pink and purple, just coming on his outlap. So this tonight, the corner they're coming up to, which is the Klein chicane. As you can see, even Richings there, even on an outlap, it catches a lot of drivers out. You can cut the first part of the chicane quite happily, but the second part is a really high curb, and you really have to look out for it. So yeah, well done Townsend in the comments. You should be absolutely buzzing for that. We'll just see for yourself how many silver and pro drivers you can stick between you and Dreadlock Steve, who's looking mighty racy tonight. I tell you, looking on the track map, that hairpin always looks a lot tighter than the track map suggests. It's almost like a 90-degree corner.
I think we might be mistaken. I think Vereth, was driving all the way back to the pits, but he looked like he was trying to set a lap. But he's thrown it back into the pits now, so
maybe he's had a comment from somebody in his chat. But we're going to follow Richings round on his first lap.
But whilst we're on board with Richins, I do want to say a massive thank you to him and obviously all the stewarding team over the season. I think from from what we've been involved in to compared to what others have been involved in, hats off to the stewarding team and obviously all the guys behind the scenes that does bring this fantastic league season after season to make FRL the place to absolutely be where it's at.
Yeah, the stewarding is quite often a relatively thankless task. Sometimes comes with some vitriol as tensions run high, and it can be really tricky, especially to manage it for people who offer their own spare time to manage these things. But season long, they've been calm, they've been professional, they've given all their considerate feedback and appeals because the FRL is kind enough to open those up as well. Not all leagues give that, so be very grateful for your shooting team here, and you're very welcome, everybody watching, that the drivers are kept in line. You see great racing because of the expectations that the stewarding team sets. But we've been talking all the way around Riching's lap about the stewards. He's about to say his lap, and he's going to go P2. So immediately, Townsend puts himself a space between him and Dreadlock Steve, followed by Harvey. So that's a Townsend's time, not being beaten just yet. Doran still electing to stay in the pits. Brown, the championship winner for this tier, what can he do? He's most likely candidate to try and top Townsend at the top, but not a valid lap yet. I think he was leading the other cars round, so I think this is his push lap now.
I think he invalidated because Richins was behind him and he moved out the way for him. I think he just ever so slightly invalidated on the chicane there.
But Starclough has set a time.
Yeah, Starclough has beat Townsend by 2/10 and 7/100.
Just catching.
Has done it provisionally, beating Starclough.
And Sharp has gone P3, so now starting to push Townsend's time down.
Got Mr. Rogers now coming in the DRS Mustang. Didn't set a lap. I think he invalidated there because he didn't move. Car 86 now. That is Jay Handley in the
Across
Ferrari.
the line goes P7. So the Ant really mixing it well this qualifying session.
Jablonski P3 there, 2/10 off pole.
Now people were praising Van der Waal for his pace during the practice. Where's he gone? Only P9. That must have been a mistake on that lap.
Well, the man didn't join the commentary box for peer pressure from the commentary. He's now got everyone watching him as he comes round the final corner in the silver tier. What can the championship winner do?
P3. So only just over half a tenth covering the top three in the silver tier. So that is mighty close. All the top three within the 29s and all those outside in the 30s. But now I can see 6, 7, 8. So the pro tier drivers are starting to come out. Now I did spot a couple of the Aston Martins in practice really struggling around this track. Don't think high curbs really suit such a long body like the Aston Martin. Then again, I think the best car I've ever driven around here was actually the Mercedes that nobody uses.
I miss that Mercedes.
I do, because it just eats curbs for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and for a midnight snack, and 11s.
And still pulls away.
And then still pulls away on the straight.
Like the Milky Way advert, the red and blue car had a race. That was just a Mercedes all day long.
The only thing it just had the suspension of a milk float. So fantastic for going over curbs, but the second you want to turn to go from left to right or right to left, it just one doesn't want to know about it. As we've got now Aston Martin's in formation just behind Prentice. That is car number 5. That is Clayton. So 2 drivers that do often occupy a fair amount of the same piece of track. So yeah, let's actually try and cover a lap this time. Prentice and the Aston Martin. In this section, at least, it will be nice and fast. The Aston Martin's very good in a straight line, probably tops most of the grid in straight line speed. Brake down into third, let the car coast around, let it drift all the way out to the right, then flick it back to the left. There's not much of a braking reference here, apart from the pole on the right-hand side, if you can spot it. And then slowly bring on the power, and then power out. By the time you get around turn 3, you should be on full power. Slight lift and a shift through turn 4. Try and keep it off the gravel on the outside, and then slowly bring the car back over to the right-hand side under the bridge. Brake it back just before the 100-meter board and slowly get it down. Like I said, you can clip that first curb, but avoid the second one for all you're worth. And then slowly, as you come over the crest, bring the car over to the right-hand side, but don't go over the marbles. Flick it back to the inside, brake in a straight line through the kink, and then cut as much of these curbs as you there. There's so much lap time to be found, but don't lose the rear. Like Prentice just has, it will cost you a hell of a lot of lap time. Come up through turn 7, and then power down towards the hairpin of turn 8. So much time to be gained here. It's much, much tighter than it suggests on the track map. And then if it was F1, you'd say open your DRS. There's a big flat out section here. Those two, that turn 9 doesn't really exist in any car. It's pretty much flat out. Spot your braking here. Prioritize the exit for turn 10, the Jackie X corner, and then power out, and then try and put yourself on pole. What can Prentice do? He only goes P4. What about Clayton? He was the next one on the road. He puts himself P14. What is happening to the Pro Tier? 717. Wouter Heymans. Oh, I've got my track map the wrong way up. As he
Prentice does go P1. Car 43. Fernandez beats Luke Prentice by a second and a half.
My goodness, someone from the Pro Tier finally came out to play. We've got Adam Sharp just about to come round. I'm not going to bother pronouncing that. Turn 8. Now through the chicane. A lot of time to be lost here, but he seems nice and level. So the McLaren has always been very well planted, unlike the twitchy Lamborghini, but that's why I love it. P2 for Adam Sharp gets within 8/10 of Fernandez. Car number 34 now coming towards the line.
Popisil, and he goes P9.
But what about Wouter Heymans? Kicks up a lot of dust on the exit and goes P15. So what a turn up for the Bucks. The Silver Tier dominating most of the grid. Obviously a few breakaways from the Pro Tier, but the Pro Tier is really sparse amongst this, and Townsend will be very, very happy that he's got 2 drivers between him and his competition Dreadlock Steve, and then between them another 6 cars between Dreadlock Steve and Trotman here. So let's go through this. So we've got Fernandez, Sharp and Prentice leading away despite the gaps between them, 1, 2 and 3 for the Pro Tier. We've got Dunn with a Silver Tier pole, followed by Starcroft and G Brown, the championship winner, who's still going to look to finish off the championship in style. Then we've got Prentice, Jablonski and Popisil, followed by Sharp, and as we mentioned, Townsend, pole in the AM Tier, followed by Grafe and Richings, Dreadlock Steve second in the AM Tier, and then Heymans, Hanley, Vanderval, Harvey, Serpentine, Clayton rounds up the top 20. Then we have Trotman all the way down here, third in the AM Tier, crucially. We have Gedman, our saviour, blessed be thy name, and then Thacker, Jabino, Coppens, Cablo, the last of the cars that considered setting a lap. Then we have, let me just get that menu back. Then we have, sorry, that's out of my control, Doran, Kokomalakis, Katie Lane, Virith and Rogers, all electing to not set a lap. So we're about to go into a 20-minute sprint. Do not go anywhere. But in this small opportunity for a commercial break, we'll let you know all about our racing league. So Formula Racing League is, as you might see, we've had many, many seasons, been around for an awfully long time. So many of our racing channels are streamed like this one. We race most nights of the week. You can join us on ACC, AC, Assetto, of course, Evo, as of when it goes to crossplay. Formula 1, GT7, WRC, which is a Gedman and Brown favourite. And then, yeah, basically anything with four wheels, FRL has got you covered almost every single night of the week. Whether you're on console or PC, we are here for you. And if you're already a member of the FRL community, do consider becoming a patron member. Membership starts at just £3 a month, and that gives you special perks such as reserving your driver number, early access in early sign-ups to special events and leagues. You get your own practice server. So even as an employee of FRL, we do not get these perks. You would be very special and supporting a very good cause in the form of online racing. So do consider joining if you haven't already. It really helps the league with its running and obviously gets you all those extra perks as well. And also recently, FRL has gone on to be sponsored by SimNet, which is a fantastic sim racing gear provider. I've been on there. Some of their stuff looks so sleek. I'm very, very envious. And when I get the opportunity to upgrade, I'll be on there. So do check out SimNet for your sim racing needs, whether it be actual racing equipment or supporting equipment like lights and sensors and stuff like that. It's a fantastic facility that you can bring into your home. And you out there who are watching, don't just sit there not doing it. Consider subscribing. Hit the notification bell, like the video, comment, share it with a friend, share it with a family member, share it with someone you hate. We want the FRL brand, this fantastic racing, to be spread as far as the eye can see. So do consider sharing it with everybody that you can. And just as we bring the curtain down on the adverts for FRL, the curtain has come down on the sun. We are starting this race in darkness.
It's end of the season, mate. We forgot to pay the electricity bill again.
That's what your patron membership is needed for.
Exactly.
But truth be told, we are starting at 6 a.m. It is been baked into tonight's session, but we're on a 2x multiplier, so temperatures and light should dramatically build throughout the racing session. So the drivers will now be frantically trying to balance their tyre pressures in accordance to the temperatures that will be changing throughout the 20 minutes, and thus more so in the 40 minutes, which have a much more dramatic effect, which is going to be set at in the afternoon. But with the 2x multiplier, potentially going to find themselves in the early evening. So, what do you do? What would you do in this situation, Owen? Do you try and take advantage of the start of the race with some high pressures to try and get early temperature, potentially cook out towards the end, or balance it for later?
I'd go long. In all honesty, it's banking on how much warmer it's going to get. Great, fantastic, but obviously I didn't take note of the weather temperature before obviously the curtain fell. But I mean, it's just banking on how much it's going to change. Obviously ×2 multiplier, 20-minute race. I don't think it's going to change that much. I mean, track at the minute's only fast. You might get away with a couple of clicks on the pressures, but I mean, these guys are in the car and we're in the commentary box, buddy. I mean, it's all to play for in a 20-minute sprint. No pit stops required, obviously, unless you attain massive amounts of damage. But that's what we're here for, to bring you guys a fantastic content.
So yeah, I mean, Zolder as well, unlike most racetracks that have been on this calendar, actually does have a relatively soft turn one. It's you do have to brake, but it's quite swooping. You can carry speed through it. It's nice and wide, as is all the way to about turn 5. You don't really get any significant braking or tightening of the track until that clean chicane where
20 seconds.
Stuff hits the fan. So we're going to wait and see how they tackle these first few corners. Not going to have long to get temperature in the tyres. It's only a partial formation lap to the grid. 2 corners to get all your temperatures in a window and align yourself for the start. I do wonder how Fernandez feels about being on the inside for the first turn. I mean, he can claim the corner, but it's not too difficult for Sharp to try and swoop around the outside here and then position himself well for turn 2, and then ultimately then carry himself through 3 and 4, which are all right-handers. So you'll have to bear with us while we're in the darkness, guys. We might get a few names wrong, but we are about to go green light racing in 3, 2, 1, and away we go. And we have a drive-through already for Van der Waal, the man who set such early great pace in practice. As suggested, Fernandez does get into turn 1 ahead. Sharp follows him very, very closely, but then he's got the Aston Martin of Prentice close following him. Looks like the Lamborghini of Brown has made good. He found himself on the inside for turn 3, but I think that they just took in behind the Aston Martin. Looks like Starclough has lost out to him there, and he's under pressure from the Bentley of Jablonski. Jablonski does get ahead, and now the Aston Martin. There's a few movers and shakers here. I think we're having a few people. We had Van der Waal drop down already. Not much two movers in front, and I think that's one of the Aston Martins, but I think they've managed to recover it. I've lost which Aston Martin that was. Was that Dunn? I think it...
No, I believe that was Prentice. The green Aston Martin was Prentice there.
Yeah, he did manage to recover it. I think he's lost positions, but I think he'll just be glad he's pointing in the right direction. All cars seemingly cleaning away. Car 19 though. Who is that?
Gabino.
So Gabino not having the greatest
damaged.
As he looks to pull away there. As we're already completing the first lap. Only 2 real casualties. Van der Waal with that drive-through penalty, and Gabino with damage and time loss. Sharp just dropping back ever so slightly from Fernandez. The Aston Martins look like they are great in race trim. They're moving forward and progressing nicely. As I've moved back to P16 Serpentine, who I think has just got past Clayton. And I think was momentarily close to Dreadlock Steve. But no, Dreadlock Steve has fallen back, so Dreadlock Steve losing positions and falling back further down the field. What is going on with Dreadlock Steve? Well, then Cablo now progresses into P2 in class and has got a good gap either side of him for some clean air. But then
Trotman's had a bit of a snap there. Oh no, I think he just about managed to keep it going. I think Cork Malakis might have got a bit of damage from that there, unless he slammed on just in time towards the back there.
Oh, as we've got one of the Bentleys in a wall, then back onto track, and that's Cablo causing all sorts of menace as he rejoins on track.
Oh, look at this, and then there was the Porsche.
Oh no, and then Cablo is just decimated a Ferrari in the track, and now he's parked himself in the middle, but now he's back in the pits to try and remove himself. But that was very dramatic momentarily.
Yeah, just slightly behind that, buddy, you had Verith and Thacker there slightly come door to door on the edge of the hairpin. I think Thacker come off worse, unfortunately. Still seems to be going the right way though, which is good.
So Townsend absolutely gapping his contemporaries. Now got 7 places on the next car back. Now picked up Prentice on the back of Sharp. P3 on P2. Showing a lot of interest as he came out of the clean chicane. This Aston Martin continuously, as they're taking risks, the curbs are hurting their times massively. I think Brown momentarily had an opportunity on Starclough, but Starclough seemed to be pulling away and now closing on Jablonski, who had a great start initially.
Yeah, further back, buddy, you've got Jay, Sharp and Prentice down on the hairpin. Prentice looked to throw a shape down the inside, but well fended off by Sharp.
So TV cameras are not serving me well tonight. Starclough still going. Jablonski has dropped a fair bit off this leading pack. Dunn, though, doing a fantastic job in the silver tier to hold on to the pros in the podium positions.
The Dreadlock Steve looks to be catching on to the back of Verif now. Didn't quite get the drive out he wanted the final corner, but he's still hanging on to him.
Yeah, that's it, fun. With the Lamborghini, you've got to absolutely ace your setup to be effective around here. It's a bit too much of a twitchy car to really try and drive around problems. And Dreadlock Steve is all over him like a rash. As the Lamborghini bounds around turn 4. And I think he's going to have to yield speed, and Dreadlock Steve's going to try it around the outside, coming into the clean chicane. Lamborghini does manage to find some decent traction and gets a bit of a tap through the chicane, but they both come through bounded, but ultimately okay. But Rogers now wants to come through. He's going to try it on the inside, now become the outside Dreadlock Steve. Dreadlock Steve just finds traction around the outside and pushes him out of the equation.
And once again, further up the field, Prentice still trying to get past Jay Sharp there, but still can't quite get past him. As always, guys, the people in the other tiers are not forced to move out the way. There is an overall championship, so there is no reason to lift and move. Every bragging right, every position is worth fighting for.
He's just behind. Grafe closing on Popsill.
Oh, sorry, buddy. We've got Serpentine and Clayton battling for P15. Side by side.
And there's a touch.
Oh, a bit of a tap.
And Serpentine, Clayton diving down the inside, defending his position.
Oh, wait, no, hang on. I did a U. It's Serpentine and Harvey. I saw Aston Martin. I thought it was the same one, but it's not.
Please, if you do a U, call it a U, not a me.
Well, I had a Greg moment.
But Harvey, yeah, still chasing down Serpentine. It's clean chicane. Oh, and
Serpentine's at the moment.
Is this enough traction for Harvey to capitalise? He's trying the outside, but this is quite a harsh bend. But Harvey's going to try it all the same, down the inside, into the chicane. But then Serpentine's going to squeeze him out, gets over the curb, uses all the track limits that's allowed, and gets away. How has he escaped that without losing that position? But now, another fast section here, coming into the chicane. Has he saved enough speed? Will there be a move on the inside of Harvey? No. God help me with these cameras.
No, I think I'm just about using the last of the budget for the helicopter fuel, and I think just about hanging on in the helicopter, to be honest.
So I've got Hanley in a Ferrari with an Aston Martin on his rear of Clayton, and Townsend just trying to keep these cars behind him and away from his Am-Tier battle. Townsend, I know you're listening. They're 7 places behind, mate. Take it easy. But I think he'll want to fight for this all the same. You don't get to the end of the season and not have a bit of fight in you.
Don't give excuses, Mr. Grace. A defensive masterclass man like you should be here right now. I get up at silly o'clock in the morning, go to Silverstone, do track day, come back, and still commentate. Where's your excuse?
Is it Hanley not giving this? Ooh, late on the brakes for Hanley, bit of squirming. And looks like Townsend took a lot of liberties there. Clayton also taking a lot of liberties in the second part of the chicane.
Oh, I think Brown's at a moment. He's lost 2 places out here. He's lost a Sharp Prentice there. He's currently bleeding a little bit. Poppysill's right on him.
I just realised my track map's wrong. Oh, there's Brown. Now facing the wrong way at the final chicane. And who is that? That is Grafe in the Nissan. Just having to stare with him in his eyes, blow him a little kiss and say, I hope you're the best. Oh, and then another Porsche behind them spinning. That was Doran Oakenshield, a bit spooked. Most visible car in the darkness.
See, that's where Gedman needs to go and get his paint job done.
Oh, as multiple cars now going through. Oh, who's the Ferrari there? And Townsend now getting overtaken by the Aston Martin of Richings and Hanley. And Clayton. Townsend now dropping back, but that's fine. We did tell him to take it easy. But then Richings on the exit takes a massive clash over the curb. And now Townsend's coming back past the Aston Martin of Clayton. But then Clayton tries to send it again and backs out sensibly before he gets to the turn 6 chicane. And we did say Jablonski was doing well. He has caught up to Dunn. So not just early luck and positions in the first lap, but commentator's curse. And then we start seeing his suspension of his Bentley bouncing all over the place.
It's nice to see the battle of these two continue on from last week at Zandvoort to here.
Yeah, two big sprint barges going around the track that's quite difficult to overtake on. I don't believe an overtaking move got done there either. And this has allowed Starclough to close up. And they're just leaving J. Sharp behind. Dreadlock Steve wants his P2 in class back. He is coming after Vireth, who's chasing down. Oh, as a commentator's curse, Dreadlock Steve takes an awful lot of curb coming around turn 3.
Oh, sorry, buddy. Oh no, Serpentine and Harvey. Bit of a tap there. Oof. I think Harvey done very well there to keep the car intact.
Serpentine is porpoising out of the chicane, and it's going to leave him really
Hammonds
vulnerable
is
to
now
handle.
trying to look down the inside of Harvey.
No, Fernandez has started to really drop Sharp. About 7 seconds ahead, and Prentice has now got Sharp all to himself. And Hanley coming for Richings through the final corners. Critical exit here. Richings has aced it. Do you know what? I have a lot of respect for Richings' method of defence. You never see him defend hard, but it's just positioning. Pre-defence is what I like to call it. Just making your car look unappealing as possible to an attack. Good luck, Steve. Within a second of Vireth now, but they've also got Rogers for company. We know what Rogers can do on a good day.
Oh, who's that? That's Hammonds, I think.
They've just caught
Hammonds
towards
had a bit of a moment there. Not quite sure where, who, what, why, how, when.
So
He's bled a few positions.
So I've just caught at the very back. Gedman and Thacker fighting it out, and Gedman's practicing his WRC. That was a massive drift around turn 4. But thanks to that, he has now dropped back. So we'll head back up towards the bright car of Doran, chasing a different admin in the form of G. Brown. G. Brown taking a lot of curb there, flicking his rear out. Saw Rogers do roughly the same thing. That's not Rogers, that's Rogers. I'm telling that to the camera, not myself. As I see Dreadlock Steve now across the grass. He's losing loads of positions in the final turn. So all of Dreadlock Steve's progression is now is massively far behind Vireth now. So that challenge has well and truly dissipated, and now puts himself in the clutches of Kokomalakis, who's only about 2 seconds behind and chasing. As I picked up Hanley coming for Richings through the Klein chicane. Hanley definitely looks like he's got the higher downforce setup. He's getting a great exit, he's getting a great entries. and just watching Clayton come up behind because of the superior straight line speed of Aston Martin as I catch Townsend there taking huge liberties with the track limits of that chicane. Will there be a move here? No one's quite brave enough yet. I think Clayton's going to be the first one to blink and go for a move. Just off form this season, I reckon he's going to be the first one. But yeah, Richings doing a great job just to back this pack up. I don't think Hanley's going to compromise himself to Clayton when there's not an out-and-out move to take on Richings. Yeah, you just see the Aston Martin there dropping back in the traction zone, but then catching up again when the track speeds up. The Ferrari is currently very evenly matched. But I'm jumping forward to Jablonski, who's really lassoed the tow bar on the back of the Aston Martin. He just about manages not to choke on that curb. He ate it all up on entry.
It's a really good drive for the chicane there.
Now he's got to think about setting it up for the hairpin. Got a little bit shaky on the rear. But no, it looks like Dunn had a better run through there. And then Jablonski does get a bad exit, and that is going to invite Starklov back up behind him. Oh, come on, camera. I'm changing it. After this race, I'm changing it.
Just can't get the staff these days.
Oh, come on. So Clayton has dropped back a little bit from this Handley Richlings battle, but seemingly can do very well late on the brakes. Now that is a great drive. I don't think Handley took his foot off the accelerator as he tried to stabilise his car on the exit of the last turn. It just looks like Handley's pivoting that car a little bit more as he comes round these sort of loose flowing corners. Well, Clayton really got Handley in his sights now. But I think the problem with the Aston is almost too fast.
Sorry, buddy. Jablonski is getting a run down Dunn to the chicane.
He's going to have the inside. Ooh. Now, should he have been braver there, do you think?
I don't know. Like you say, two big vehicles going down that chicane. Track limits isn't very nice down there either.
Oh, as Jablonski sends it down the inside. Just about manages a touch. Starkloff's now on him. Oh, come on, camera. Yes, Starkloff now the closest of the three. Thinks about a move into the chicane. As light finally starting to hit the circuit. As we've only got 2 minutes left. Tyres will now be screaming for anybody who risks tyre pressures. So Jablonski, hard but fair challenge, and gave it up when it was no longer possible. And Handley now, within 3/10, coming towards the first turn behind Richings. Got multiple 3-car battles going on up and down the grid. But yeah, so much so far a stalemate.
Just flicked onto Harvey there, who did a nice little move onto Verif there.
But then seemed to be slow for the entry of the first turn. So what? Verif find anything back here? He's definitely trying. There's not let go of him. He just seems to have backed off a little bit now. As the Aston Martin of Clayton, I think, definitely getting frustrated here, clipping the game. As I think that was Townsend. Townsend in the wall. The AM tier leader now in the wall. He's going to need to spin it round. Oh no, this car's coming. And that, is that Dreadlock Steve?
That is Dreadlock Steve.
Is that Steve? So now the lead has changed.
Haymans is in the wall as well. Sorry, Serpentine's in the wall.
So we need to wait for these to correct themselves, because
I think Verif has managed to slip past.
So yeah, Verif, after being P3 for most of this race, now leading the AM tier. Disaster for Steve and Townsend in this race, despite fantastic qualifying. And then just behind, we've got Rogers having to defend from Heymans. And just about manages to keep it ahead. Handley as close as he's been in this race to the back of Richings, but I've not seen him make any reasonable attempt at an overtake yet. If we catch Fernandez in the final sector, we'll flick to him for his fireworks, but there are battles going on. We've also got further ahead, we've got Jablonski as well. So many tight battles coming as the curtain comes down on your race one. But we did mention we'd show him. Fernandez comes home. You haven't seen much of him because he's been so far ahead for the Pro Tier and overall win. Sharp is going to come home after gapping Prentice just a little bit to clear off and get P2 in this race. And then Prentice just behind. We mentioned we're going to follow this battle. We've got Dunn and now Starclough and Sharp close on this battle as well, but I think they are just about going to finish in formation. Yes, they do. Prentice having to defend from Popsicle over the line. And I think Clayton might have an opportunity here to take Hanley. Richings is off and away. Clayton just couldn't find the speed in the end. But now we've got Brown trying to overtake Doran at the line. The Lamborghini traction. We see Gray following in ahead. Just not quite enough straight. But Heymans ducks the inside, can't get it done. And Dreadlock Steve comes home for P2 in class. And Townsend, who led the AM tier for so long, goes in P21 with a damaged front end and still managed to pick up a podium. So well done to him all the same. Coco Malakis, P23, P4 in class. Jabino, P25. Thacker sees off Vanderwall towards the back. And there is your race, everybody. Yeah, we feel for you, Dazza, Townsend. One mistake. It's the mistake. If you're going to make one, it was always going to be on that chicane. Oh, what an exciting, exhilarating race that was. And thankfully, in this next race, we'll be able to see the cars a hell of a lot better. We're quickly going to save that replay for our own little nosiness. The server is going to reset in between the session, just so we can instigate this reverse grid. Whew. Whew. How's your vocal cords, Owen?
I mean, I'm just in much pain as you are. My throat's killing me. I had to drink that much water just to stay, like, at least in the commentary box just a little bit, and then, hang on a minute, I've drunken that much water and I had to tie a knot in it, so I had to quickly dash to the little gents room to
So yeah, we're just waiting for the server to reset now. We'll be back ever so shortly. Is there anything from the replay that you wanted to maybe look at, Owen?
Not that I can find off the top of my head. I'm not sure if Gedman had a moment or whether, due to his awesome server cred or lack of driver ability, he lost it on his own accord, but I don't want to point him out on the big screen like that, so we'll find that out after the race.
Yeah, I think that for all intents and purposes, the start seemed fairly clean, so there's not much to really go by there. So we will calmly wait for the server to be reset. So yeah, just say reverse grid waiting to be resolved. So there you have, everybody. We aren't quite skilled enough at maths or reading the stats as we go along to give you the live championship updates. Hopefully an admin that's watching the stream can do that for us. It'd be great to be able to confirm championship winners on stream. But yeah, if you haven't already, obviously, as you can tell, we bring the action. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell button to get notified for when we go live, both on the Super Sprint Sunday and for our other races throughout the week. Whose name's the patron? Sandfort.
Sorry?
The Patreon server has been named Sandfort with an S.
Well, yeah, because it's got sand on it.
I mean, I call it gravel, but
I think that is the server now back up.
it is. I see it.
Well, don't see it. Get in it.
Don't tap it. Work it.
Oh no, the dreaded server. Oh, it's crashed my game.
Oh, what you like. I saw you there momentarily, then you disappeared.
I mean, that's why you've got the camera controls, because you crashed last week.
Take it in
And
turns,
I crashed as well.
like any reasonable comms team would. Take it in turns to have these mistakes.
But the thing was, we waited to rejoin, and we rejoined. Fine, not a problem. And then we had to reset it again due to a pit stop issue. So you then ended up crashing the game.
I'm just going to make sure that... Oh, who's been kind enough to leave the garage for us? You can be our guinea pig. Because 69. Thank you, Mr. Sharp. I mean, it will do after you've crashed it into a wall, Brown. So just letting all the drivers join back in, and we are going to have a reverse grid 40-minute race because you didn't have enough chaos in race 1, so we're going to give you a reverse grid and double the time for them to sort it out. But do you know what? That qualifying was pretty sparse, so I reckon that people should come through quite easily, because a lot of the Pro Tier drivers were already middle of the pack.
I don't do if, buts and maybes.
Only do absolutes.
Or absolutes. But I mean, without finishing the sentence, I mean, it's Zolder, buddy. I mean, look at Sector 1. Trying to mash 3 tiers of fantastic drivers all down one chicane in the opening stages for a first couple of laps. It's going to get a bit spicy. It's going to get a bit nippy. And it's still 6 AM, so whether they've had their caffeine, who knows what's going to happen.
I'm just trying a few different server cameras.
I would highly recommend get to the chopper.
To the chopper. Do you know what? I am oh so sorry, administrative team of FRL. I am going to the chopper.
Take that off the bingo.
It's for your entertainment pleasure and to stop me from embarrassing myself when the camera decides not to follow the action.
Well, no, the counter argument we've got is the fact of it's for your own pleasure. So when you moan at us for not getting your overtakes because we don't see them without the chopper.
Yes, calling out.
That's what the Patreon pays for, is the chopper fuel. That's all it is.
So right now, if it wasn't for the chopper, I wouldn't have caught Jay Sharp going wide and clattering the wall on multiple occasions.
Just to throw Jay Sharp under the bus there.
As he then goes to try and advertise Thrustmaster. We have different sponsors now, guys. SimNet is better. Deal with it.
Just saw a comment from G Brown. No wall, Just many WRC moments.
I mean, I know from experience that if you mount the curb at the clean chicane, you can nosedive the ground, and it might as well be a wall at that point. Seems like both of our cats want to join the commentary team tonight.
Yeah, I do apologise about that. She's literally been hiding on top of the wardrobe in obviously the box we have all like the bedding, so obviously when we rotate the bedding and stuff we can obviously just get straight off the wardrobe, but they love hiding up there. She's been up there all afternoon. Not a problem. Forgot she was there, to be honest. And as soon as I sit down in the seat, beep, put the PlayStation on, she's down.
Why isn't reset my camera? So we are going to sort that out as soon as possible. But we do have to wait to go to drive, and then to replay, and then to drive, and then back into the action. So yeah, we have got 40 minutes, and Cablo, who ultimately had a horrendous race that time around, piled himself into the wall, I'm sure. Did he go back out? He must have done.
He did, yes.
Oh, so well played. Well, it's not a bad way to secure yourself reverse grid pole. Manage a few blue flags.
You can't say that in the stream, Brown, because we want to repeat that and we can't. Just need like a hint of Italian accent, that'd be brilliant, but we can't produce that.
In what sense? We're not allowed to, or?
For community guidelines.
I mean, I do have Greek heritage. I could do it in a Greek accent and
No.
it'd be fine. No?
Just no. Don't even try. It's a season finale, buddy. Don't get us cancelled. We've survived 6 races this season. G Brown comes in for less than 5 minutes, drops a banger, and then, yeah.
Just can't get the staff, can you?
No, certainly can't, buddy. That's why we're here.
Yeah. Filling dead space. Like this session counter.
Just like a gif where Mr. Bean's just sitting there, just on the floor, just picking the grass.
Yeah.
Testing out the moisture quality for Brown's WRC moments.
I mean, I did catch him. I messaged him in the Discord. Literally, when I joined, this is pre-stream, I joined the Discord, and the first thing I see, I didn't select him, I didn't go to him, it was just the pre-selected driver. He is drifting around clean chicane and pile drives through the near Armco. And I thought, yeah, that's Brown. I didn't need to check the...
Well, that's just a part of the job, mate. You've got to make sure the server is safe and sound for all our drivers. So your health and safety has gone mad, even for sim racing. They have to test each barrier one by one. Why do you think Gedman can't afford his bright tennis ball yellow paint anymore? Because he's had to respray the whole car about 10,000 times.
10 seconds.
So as the cars are just doing their short formation lap, I will very quickly get the helicam. So we've got the right angle for all the action. So we're going to take a moment, everybody. Please bear with your humble commentary team. Don't know what Cablo's doing. Immediately giving an advantage to Gedman. And it looks like...
Green light. Go, go, go.
And we are go, go, go. And Gedman drops straight behind. Van der Waal tucks into the inside. Just up ahead. But no, we've already got a spinner.
Punted.
We've got a few cars off. There's a BMW as well.
That's Trotman, I believe. That is Trotman, yes. Thacker and Trotman.
And
Thacker's kind of going the wrong way, but Heyman's as well. 717, yellow flag. Big carnage already.
And Gedman, after initially dropping back from Cablo, has reunited with him. And further back, we've got multiple cars going through it, so the timing screens are just updating. We've got Hanley trying to throw it down the inside.
That's unfortunate. We're Jabino trying to make a run on Van der Wall. Kisses the chicane too much.
And Popsicle has to cut the chicane. And
we got Dunn and Jablonski going side by
at it
side.
Again. But now
Jablonski's finally got past him.
He has, but
hold on for 38 minutes.
But I think he cut the chicane there. Will there be a sporting let by? Doesn't look like it just yet. Oh, Jablonski sends another dive down the inside of Popsicle. Fantastic move. And through goes. Oh, there's a little touch on the exit. That's done. Down the inside of Popsicle. But Popsicle's got the inside for the final chicane.
Sorry, buddy. Cablo's made a mistake. Gedman is now P1.
And further behind that, we've got Jabino trying to throw on the outside of Van der Wall. Van der Wall saw it off. Good defence. And now we've got Hanley trying to go down the outside of Vereth. Hanley takes the deep wide line, gets his left-hand tyres on the marbles, has a little bit of a wiggle. Vereth tries to back off, tries to cut the inside, but then Doran gets caught up behind him. And then Clayton looks going to make a move, tries to go through. Clayton throws the move, backs out, can't find the speed down the inside, but then throws it back again. They have to avoid multiple cars on the exit.
And that's Cablo.
So that is your second and fourth place drivers now down and out.
Gedman is just running away with this at the moment.
He sniffs an opportunity. It smells like promotion. As Doran, I catch absolutely taking liberties with the chicane. I'm pretty sure you can't go over those red rumple strips. Now Dunn is getting caught by Fernandez. Fernandez elects for the outside, going into the hairpin, and almost looked like Dunn just let him have it.
I think he did, but slightly behind that, got G Brown and Starkclove going at it.
As we have, as Heyman's going wide at the exit of the chicane. Now we've got Dreadlock Steve looking at him for the final chicane. But a bit too far back. Jablonski ahead, closing massively on Prentice here. Even thought about a move. That wasn't sensible, was it? But now Fernandez with the more sensible approach to the first turn closes big on the inside of Jablonski, finds an inside line. Jablonski looks like he might defend this, pinches Fernandez to the curb, but then goes deep into the corner, does Jablonski, and sees off the challenger Fernandez just for now. As we see Dunn in the background taking a bit of gravel. I see Clayton closing in on Vereth. Made some big overdrive, but he's tried it a few times. That corner has not paid off.
Not quite sure if Dunn had a little bit of a moment there, but he kind of just snuck past Dunn there.
Yeah, Pop's still currently with the fastest lap of the race. But here goes Fernandez on Jablonski. This is going to come from a long way back if he goes for it. Jablonski sends a big dive, almost collects Prentice to try and hold the position. Now will the grunt of the Bentley get him to the apex ahead? Oh, he's coming back and some. Needs to be brave on the brakes and going to make this stick, but he has to take a lot of the inside curb. Then drifts out wide. This is going to open up for Popsicle. Big snap by Jablonski, and now the Sharks are coming. Popsicle and Dunn. Dunn would love to have this one back. But now Dunn uses the opportunity of Popsicle looking for a move. Dives the inside. He's going to come to the outside for the next turn. You can cut him off for turn 2. He'll have this easily. Goes deep on the brakes and then drives out the turn nicely. But then just behind them,
Brown is just tagging on this.
Will they move the inside of turn 4? Not just yet, but if we can get good traction. And then behind, Starclough is going to get overtaken by Prentice, who's taking a very tight line on the inside. But Prentice, great on the brakes there.
Oh, Poppersil's on the grass.
The second time we've had to see him do that tonight. And Harvey closing in on Townsend. Oh, it's a huge dive! Enormous dive from Harvey! Doesn't manage to cut him off, but he's got the lead on the exit. He's going to have to find all the traction in the world to keep this. He's going to look at the earliest opportunity to cut Townsend off. Townsend backs out, but he shouldn't have lifted. This is going to open the door for Doran, who chooses elects not to go for the move. Surely that was on. But I see Virif ahead. He's got a better drive out the corner than Serpentine. He's going to find his way to the inside. But can he brake effectively enough into turn one when you need to carry speed? Very good space given, but he's slow on the exit, and he gets a tag in the back from Clayton for his troubles. Viref tries to still fight it around the outside, but then gets shepherded out by Serpentine. Now Clayton on the inside again. Bit too tight for that entry. Viref having to go defensive on Clayton, which is those to the inside. Kisses the curbs nicely, gets a better drive out. It's great defence. And Rogers now overtaking Doran. Look, a relatively routine move there. So do we think, Owen, that track limits going to be becoming a bit more of a factor this race than they were last one? A lot of people saying liberties.
They are, buddy, because Virif is all over the shop here. He did have to cut the chicane there. Harvey, sorry, Clayton has now just slipped through Virif. I think he either let him pass due to unfairly cutting the chicane. But look at Harvey. The green Aston Martin twins are making their moves.
Oh, there's a touch! Oh my, thank goodness they're still both pointing the right way. But they taps him again. Harvey did not want to get off the loud pedal. Now I can imagine that's going to go to the stewards. Question is, how much advantage did Harvey really gain there from the taps?
Yellow flag, turn 1, car 911. Seems to be going the right way once again. Doran dropping down a few places. 6, 7, 8 now. Prentice.
So I've caught your Blonsky still. I think, yeah, Dunn's got ahead, and they put Sharp in the middle of him.
He's dropped right back.
As there's a huge concertina into the chicane, Jablonski throws a move.
Oh.
And has to lose even more positions. Actually forced Sharp to cut the chicane there. Further ahead we've got Richings trying to defend. It's a massive cut of the chicane, and surely he's not going to request keeping the position there. As then I think that was Harvey saying no, you're not having this position, and now Sharp is coming on for Richings. He's lost so much speed and positions from being shepherded off the track there, but he did cut the chicane to try and maintain that move. And now they touch again. McLaren versus Ferrari coming down towards the final turns of this lap. 10 minutes in, and we've already had a race's worth of action. Still side by side.
Jabino has caught up to Gedman slightly.
I'm catching Popsill trying to overtake, I think this is Starclough. And then Brown seizes an opportunity. Couldn't quite get the drive there, but he is going to flick it out wide. Trying to see what his exit is from turn 3. And look at the drive Brown has got. But the door is shut on the inside of turn 3. Has to back out slightly. And then Popsill, in comparison, then gets a great run on Starclough. Can he find the inside? He's going to try. Then he crosses the line. Oh, that's something Brown's going to play. That was definitely a bit moving on and braking. And then gets tapped by Jablonski in the back. And Jablonski comes through. Brown losing potentially multiple positions here. Doran touches as well. And that.
Oh no!
Oh, no, Brown!
Oh!
Oh, so.
Oh! I think he would have got away with that if he hadn't have been 180'd.
But the car that he hit, which was Popsicle, just brushed it off. Oh my goodness.
I think Popsicle's definitely had more than Summit in his Weetabix today to brush off an incident like that.
Now catching Fernandez coming through the field, now up to P9 from the back of the grid. So great work early on. Now that's how so many people put ahead. But Virov having to defend.
Ooh.
Oh, as Virov gets a tap from Serpentine in the Ferrari. Harvey's going to fancy a chance here. But Fernandez ever present.
Fernandez in tow as well.
So when you've got someone like Fernandez behind you, you can't be affording to making half moves on cars ahead of you. You've got to be on your defence until you can attack. But then as we see ahead, Virov tries to take it on the grass and gets past Serpentine. But then Harvey gets discouraged. Oh, and then Serpentine dives back through. Was never going to make that. Serpentine. Now Fernandez back on the back of Harvey. That was Max Verstappen-esque. And not the good Max Verstappen-esque. Yeah, Fernandez, well, Harvey did a great job of defending from Fernandez here. It's been a couple of laps where Fernandez has been right on his bumper. But Fernandez knows better than to throw in a half a move. But I see Townsend now in his podium position for the AM tier, having finished last race in the podium positions in the AM tier. Oh, Fernandez throws half a move. Harvey lay it on the brakes. And I've just seen up ahead, Gibino is catching the lead.
Yeah, he has been reeling him in slightly. So it was 2.5 seconds and it was a second and a half. It was 6 tenths, that's 7 tenths. So Gedman is slowly keeping an arm's length.
But it doesn't look like 7 tenths. I think he closed a lot on that last straight.
Right, definitely under braking.
Yeah, Gibino looking like an absolute man on a mission. But I think he took a bit too much curb there. But it doesn't seem to have unsettled
it. See whether that was a track limit there. Like I say, when track limits over a 40-minute sprint are going to be key.
But I think here comes the move from Fernandez. This is close to him, but he's followed Harvey off the track, and Fernandez has clattered the wall, and he's spinning round. He's managed to 720 the car, and he's back going again, only down in, I think that's behind the Aston Martin of Dunn. So he has lost positions here. But he followed Harvey off the track, but then he took the wall and Harvey didn't. I mean, and into the pit goes Fernandez.
Up, Handley is right on the back of Gibino into turn 1.
So the fight for the lead is converging as we approach the midpoint in this race. Who out of the two is going to be the first to catch Gedman? Or will it be one of the pro tier drivers that's been coming through?
We're saying the closest pro driver, Clayton, in the Aston Martin, has just overtaken Korkmalakis on the exit of turn 3. So interesting to see what happens now. Pro
oh, as Gibino's had a massive mistake. Handley goes through. Gibino just couldn't handle the Klein chicane. As Clayton then gets held up by Gibino, who's still seemingly regrouping himself. So Handley now chasing down Gedman. I wonder if going into this, if Gedman had a preference for who he wanted chasing him down.
Not sure, buddy, but I think Harvey has overtaken Verith there, but the time is not updated just yet.
He has. Now Clayton, if he can get a good exit here. Gibino really looking on the rocks here. That snaking of that Lamborghini tail is really hindering him in the fight for the lead here. Is it a move into turn one? Clayton goes for it. He gets his nose ahead. Jabinho has to twitch out of it. He didn't see him coming.
Oh, no, Carlos just spun it on the start straight. Oh, no! Oh, Serpentine, what happened there, buddy? He's just killed an Aston Martin.
That's done.
Of done.
Oh, the cars are looking to avoid. No!
What are we doing, lads? Oh, he's just killed Jablonski
Oh,
as
no,
well.
no, and now Dunn's... Dunn needs to move his car. No, you can't. No, you need to move. Dunn.
No, that's no.
Dunn, return to the pits, mate.
Oh,
Oh, now
Cablo. Who has just used the Bentley to remove him, and he's now going to drive.
There has to be a point where you need to think about returning to the pits, guys.
He's now going to do it.
You could have saved multiple cars. Done. Come on. But Rogers now has Prentice on his tail, so that collision down the start straight has caused multiple casualties and really opened up this race now in the midfield.
But essentially, I know Handley is hot on the heels of Gedman, but that was P1 and 2 in the silver tier from race 1 that are now out.
So yeah, massive implications on that championship. Stewards' inquiries will be afoot. But I'm catching Rogers. Having to defend from Prentice here. Prentice thinks about a move. Not brave enough to do what he did to... I'm thinking of a distant Aston Martin. Forget me. They've chosen the same livery. Please forgive me. But now Gedman very much in the sights of Handley now. Handley actually finally starting to throw a few shapes at Gedman. But the Porsche is the ideal car to do defensive masterclass at this track. The best on traction of all the cars in the game. Prentice still closing on Rogers, but still a bit of a stalemate. But Rogers is catching Townsend, who might not want to give this up because he is desperately trying to chase down Vereth. But here comes Prentice.
The collisions that we saw just now has massively prompted Townsend to catch Vereth. I mean, we do have Rogers and Prentice there. Prentice got a good move on the hairpin.
Now he's just got to keep Rogers at bay. But look at the grunt of the Mustang. Prentice has to go deep on the brakes, and he does. And Rogers thinks he'll fight for another day. Now Kukumlakis leading the Amtir, chasing down Jabinho. I think Jabinho is struggling. I mean, we've seen him twitch quite a lot in the recent stages of this race.
Yeah, not sure if he's picked up any damage.
Now we've got three vying for the lead now. Clayton looks to move down the inside. Handley's looking to move down the inside. And Gedman calmly slows them down for the chicane.
Takes a big bit of curb on exit though.
Looks like Clayton's the most racy out of the three. Currently, he tries to move down the inside, becoming the outside for the second chicane. Tries a cut back, bounds the curb. And tries to ace his exit now. But Gedman doing a great job of just letting these guys behind him fight. But Handley's got much better drive around turn 6.
Oh, sorry buddy. We've just had Prentice hook and absolute spear Doran Oakenshield into the wall just before the hairpin.
Oh, as he pick up Doran. He'd be losing quite a lot of positions now. Oh, as he spins it. Oh, no. Just cut the corner, mate. It's only one track limit. You probably get no time gained at this point. Yeah, use the slip road. There's a good lad. The one with the grass. Oh, poor lad.
So back up the front though, Handley is still hanging on. Clayton's dropped back a little bit, but he's still within arm's reach. Slightly further down, Townsend and Prentice.
Oh, sorry. Gedman's Gedman's not had a good run out of turn 4. He's having to go defensive for the chicane, which means his line's going to be compromised through here. But it looks like he's got a better run. But now Clayton with the run again. Not sure how many times he's going to try this. Moves to the inside. Handley has to try and defend to the inside. He's a bit slow through there, but he finds a line out well. But then he's not good on the exit. The Porsche just pulls away on the exit. But then the top speed of the Aston Martin comes into play as they head into the hairpin. Handley covers the switchback well. And I've just seen Richings eating up a load of lost positions. And now letting Popsill through. So I do wonder if Richings has had an incident. And Trotman is chasing down Thacker for P19, which effectively is P4 in the AM class.
Interestingly, I've just seen Dunn filter back out onto track after getting his damage repaired. So fair play to him.
Oh, but here comes Clayton. Move down the outside into clean chicane. Handley shepherds him in the braking zone. That's all fair. And now Gibino right on the bubble. This fighting, this inter-fighting at the front has allowed Gibino, who's can see the positions in his tier ahead of him, but Clayton is just a roadblock at the moment. So now the battle for the lead is now 4 strong. And as this pack starts to condense, Clayton goes a little bit
speaking of condensing, Townsend is in the wall. He lost a car, but Sharp unfortunately gave him a little touch more into the barrier.
And Harvey has just been shepherded off and span by Kukumalakis, and now been overtaken by the Aston Martin of Prentice, and now been chased down by Vereth. Or is that Dunn? I think that actually might be Dunn, who's filtered back out.
Yeah, so Townsend has picked himself off and got himself going. Still holds P3 in class.
So Rogers now leading this little train of Starclough, Haymans, Sharp and Popsill, with a few others to that, with Richings at the back of it as well, but I think Richings will slowly fall off this. Popsill going a little bit deep on his brakes.
We've got a few moves up the front.
So Haymans trying to match the braking of Starclough, but Starclough managed to go a bit longer.
Oh, sorry buddy, Handley has got a drive out of Gedman to the chicane. I think Gedman's got
He's going to be on the inside. Gedman covers the inside, manages to bring himself on the track, but then has to take a lot of the chicane. Handley's now defensive. Clayton there taps him, and Gibino's now got opportunity. Gibino down the inside. Little bit of a tap. Oh, Monix, nice to have you, buddy. Not seen your name in a while. You've come at a very trying time. Clayton throws himself back to the inside. What can Gibino do? He does the cut back. Traction versus top line speed. But Clayton, crucially, has the inside for the chicane, and he starts to cover it off, covers the braking. So much action going on absolutely everywhere. We'll go back towards the front. And Kukumalakis has now joined this. And Harvey's back. So yeah, this not White Aston Martin is done.
Dun dun dun.
Well, we'll look forward to have you back when you're done recovering. Best wishes from the FRL community and the commentary team. So a few battles coming into this chicane with ripe aspirations. So just like Handley is just able to carry speed through that chicane a little bit better, but then the traction does just about save Gedman.
That's what we we've always said though, it's just a different beast under the traction. But Hanley in a bit of a step out in the rear then. Clayton's pretty much pushing this train round now.
So which move comes first? Hanley or Clayton? Clayton goes to the outside. And gets shepherded out by Hanley.
Slowly catching, I think, a lapping car of Dreadlock Steve there.
And I've just caught Korbalakis looking to make a move on Jabino. Jabino goes longer on the brakes, gets that well defended. And that's Viref going off track in the background. So Gedman having to be defensive on every corner now. Oh, and Clayton goes deep on the brakes. Oh, and Hanley thinks about a move down the inside.
Oh, this is great.
And now Clayton comes back again. Clayton has got an opportunity to go around the outside, choose the fast line entry for the corner. But then drifts on the rear, doesn't get the traction he wants, which then invites Jabino in. Jabino's got one hell of a run. Coming down to the clean chicane. Jabino can't pick on the side just yet. Doesn't want to go on the marbles. Oh, the move was definitely on then. He should have taken that. Oh, and that, who was that in the wall? Car 23, is that Dreadlock Steve?
That is.
In the wall, exit of the clean chicane. But here we go. Ding, ding, ding. Round 12 of the fight for P1. Clayton spots a little bit of space on the inside, but that's a gap that's always going to close. Got Korbalakis tapping the back of Jabino. And Harvey wanting to recover his gap to the leaders. Oh, as he sends an absolute mad one on the inside of Korbalakis. Korbalakis sees him coming though. A few more taps. Door banging's all okay here. This is GT racing.
It was a good move from Harvey there, but I think he's got a little bit bounded by the curb in there. Otherwise, that move was really on there. Korbalakis goes deep. Harvey says something. Oh, he gives him a tap as he goes past him.
Now, who else can get past here? Well, Harvey. Mixing all the cars up. Yeah,
Prentice and Vereth that got past Korbalakis there.
But looks like
Clayton's dropped.
Clayton's got damage, it looks like.
Handley has got past Gedman.
Oh, I'm sorry that we waited for that for so long. We missed it with calamities behind. But there you go. Handley takes over the race lead with just under 12 minutes left to go. Gedman will be absolutely spitting feathers. Now, will it go from bad to worse for Gedman? It looks like he's having to regain some tyre pressure. Jabino is closing in. Harvey has put himself back in the fight for the lead. But no, it looks like Handley is starting to gap this now. Now, Gedman will not have the big traction advantage like he did over Handley. Oh! As no! And Harvey has come in, flung himself into the corner. Jabino has lost out there. And Jabino's going to lose that even more. Vireth and Prentice are coming. I'm not sure if Harvey intends on giving that one back. Looks like he's off. Now Jabino's lost 3 positions in the space of 2 corners. Such a shame. He really looked like he was off to go chase after Harvey and Gedman there. But it looks like Harvey's made a bit of a mistake. Oh no, it was that incident with Jabino. But he's happy with P3 and I think he's going to keep it. Stewards can decide everything after that. Now picking up Starclough. Oh, Starclough! Commentator's cursor go back onto him. And he's bounded the curb and he's finally lost all his positions he was fighting with. Oh no. Oh, Poppersill, Sharp. Get promoted to go chase after Rogers. Now Brown.
Could just hawk up the chicane there.
Yeah, Van der Waal overtakes Brown. Not quite sure what the scenario was there. Didn't like Brown was particularly fast out of it. This race not going as well as the last one for Brown. As I pick up Kukumlakis on the back of Jabino, just going from bad to worse for Jabino. Kukumlakis electing for the outside. Gets shepherded off. There's not much grip out there.
Oh, G. Harvey's now got past Gedman now. Just flicked that onto turn 1.
Now, but Verev has a bit of a moving a shake. Oh, his Prentice has to get a bit of a drift on to get around turn 3, but it's paid off. His track positioning has allowed him, and nose on the inside of 4, and then through on Verev. Now Gedman, the last thing he wants is to be. I mean, he will have a silver tier podium if he keeps this up. Jabino has dropped back a fair bit in terms of time. Oh, but he's not had a good chicane there. Then again, neither is Prentice. But it was better than Gedman's all the same. With the speed of the Aston Martin, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him move into the hairpin here. Gedman goes marginally defensive. Has he compromised himself? Yes, he has.
Porsche traction. No, he hasn't.
No, he hasn't. Just when you think it's all over and all the lines have been messed up. But look at the braking on the Lamborghini there. Vera closing in fantastically. We can see ahead. That was, yeah, Harvey is coming for Hanley. Is this a big move into turn 2? No. Hanley sees it. Gives him the space. Yeah, there must be. And then Harvey around the outside. Loses the traction, but can he find the drive? Oh, as we see Gedman going off track, and he's losing multiple positions now in the background. So Gedman now dropping to P6, and now he's off the podium in the silver tier. Now Lamborghini versus Lamborghini. Vera comfortably, at the moment, winning the AM tier. Yeah, Gedman losing out again. Oh yeah, Gedman really struggling. He's now going to probably fall to Kukumlakis as well. Rice backs out. Not sure if the Porsche is a bit wounded. So the brakes of Hanley don't seem to be too happy. Car 23, I think that's Dreadlock Steve. It is.
That is Dreadlock Steve, yeah.
Kukumlakis must have had an opportunity there. Timing's got really low. It's an awfully strange line Kukumlakis keeps taking through the first turn. It's not serving him very well. But down for P8 position. Sharp is trying to get away from Poppersill and put Rogers between him and Poppersill. Excuse me. And then here comes Poppersill. I think they're going to go into the chicane in formation. Brown still chasing down Wiley Townsend, who is still on the podium in his class, so plenty of stuff worth fighting for. Thacker's not really in shot in the background, so he's got that for comfort. As now Brown tries to go on the inside, becomes the outside, becomes the inside again. Really does punish you there, that line. To catch Van der Voort a bit snaky behind. Poppersill looks to move from the inside of Sharp. Way too far back. And up ahead, Kukumlakis looking for a move on Gedman, trying to ruin Gedman's data a little bit more. Will this be a move? No. Ooh, almost tags him at the back. But then Gedman takes a bit of gravel, bit of grass. Korkablakis will smell blood.
Just trying to find any bit of grip, bless him.
He must have left his pressures on from the last race in the dark. Oh, and here comes Harvey. He's alongside. Handley did not have a great exit, but that. Oh no! Looks like Harvey wanted to cut off Handley long before he was ready.
Ooh,
almost took both of them out.
We had Poppersill, Rogers, and Sharp in the chicane.
Oh, they're still roughly side by side. Richings is all over it.
But Sharp has been spun in the chicane from that battle.
So everything changing around. Our timing screens can barely keep up. Poppersill coming back on Richings. He wants the inside for the hairpin. Can't have it. Handley coming back. Do have lapping traffic ahead. They'll be hoping that the time will run out before they have to deal with that.
Harvey got past Handley?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, we covered it.
Cool. Just checking. He's having a Greg moment.
You're having a Ferrari moment. You were checking. And Harvey just struggling to match the straight line speed of Harvey.
Oh, sorry buddy. Rogers has had a whoopsie. He's gone wide. Richings has gone through. Poppersill's now going to get through. Lost 2 positions.
Now Starkloff has invited himself to the party now as well. So mistakes easily made around this track. As we just caught Handley. Oh, it's an unfortunate mistake, and that's really dropped him back behind Harvey now. So unless Harvey struggles to pass this back marker, then I reckon no, it doesn't. No stress at all. He's through easily. Korkablakis trying to remove the last shred of Gedman's dignity here. Trying to drop him into the clutches of Richings. As we see, I think that was Jabino ahead, who just kicked to a bit of gravel. Now Poppersill looks for a move on Richings. He's flicked to the inside. He's going to need to do all sorts on the brakes to make that work. Still manages to keep the speed up, but does drop back a little bit from Richings there. And Rogers is definitely at risk from Starkloff here. And crucially for Handley, he has started to catch up. We've not seen too many passbacks so far this evening, unless there's been damage or spins involved. Korkablakis definitely looks more confident on his tyres in comparison to Gedman, but just doesn't seem to do much with it. Gedman is positioning his car well, was positioning his car well very early on.
Oh, sorry buddy. Further down, you've got G. Brown and Van der Waal going out in chicane. Oh, Van der Waal gets a really bad chicane there. G. Brown does say thank you very much and slips back through again.
We're seeing Trotman catching up on Thacker towards the back as well.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now. Give it what you can.
As the leaders start their final lap of the race. I do think this is going to finish in formation, but we'll check in towards the end on them. Korkablakis once again trying to throw a move on Gedman and tries that very strange line around turn 1. And Poppersill also hasn't given up on Richings just yet. Still a lot to play for. I think Viref is now having to defend from Prentice. I mean, neither of them need this position in regards to their tier. Viref would quite like to finish on the podium, though, overall in this race. I'm sure both of them would.
Well, so I would say, buddy, they've got the overall championship as well. Not just their own tier, but the overall. So there's no obligation for any tier driver to move out of the way for another tier.
So we're just
curse. Viref has gone deep in the hairpin. Prentice is now there.
a bit of shepherding going on. But crucially, towards the front, Harvey is going to come home to win the silver tier and the race overall, followed by Hanley. And so just at the end, Viref is overtaken by Prentice, but both Prentice and Viref do win their tier. And Jabino is going to come home for a podium in the silver tier. Gedman still just about manages to see off Kourkoumlakis, who gets second in his tier, followed by Richings, Popper Silk second in his tier, followed by Sharp, who's third in tier, Starclough B11, Rogers in P12. We're going to catch Townsend, who did, despite calamities, still come home for P15 and third in class. Well, I say that, he's still got a few more corners to manage. He's got Vanderpool chasing him down. Oh, has Brown run out of fuel? He was awfully slow across the line.
Quite possibly.
And Thacker comes towards the line. This is for fourth in class, so well done to him. Then Doran overtakes Trotman for the line, and then Coppens finished P20 and I believe P7 in the AM tier. And Dreadlock Steve, he's just had so much bad luck today. Drive-throughs and damage and yeah, what can you really say? Drastically unfortunate. And he's going to give the barrier a clatter just to sign it off. We're going to save the replay just for our entertainment. And yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching this evening. It's been, as you can tell by the hoarseness of my voice, really strenuous evening in the com box. So much action, so much calamity. And yeah, don't know if any of the admins want to come and jump in the comms box to sign out this season, because that's it. That is season 17 up and over. We've given you so much drama this season. Do make sure you join the Discord and or follow us on SimGrid to see how the season shakes out. I imagine there'll be a couple of penalties handed out this evening, so do not treat the classification as gospel just yet. But well done to that man Harvey, who won the second race. And thank you, Townsend. Well done to yourself as well. 2 solid drives. But yeah. We've got a few weeks break, and then we'll be back for season 18. Not sure if we can give you a date for that just yet.
Well, I mean, if you sign up to the Patreon, you'll have early access to sign up for season 18. You'll get all the info before we do.
See if I can find it. So 17. So it is not yet currently out, so I cannot tell you when it is looking to start. But keep your eyes peeled for the announcements. Join the Discord, even as a community member, to stay up to date with the happenings. Maybe talk to the drivers. They're all a good laugh, all a good load of fun. Maybe even ask for some tips, because there's some really fast guys in here. So I'm just going to see if Brown wants to come jump in. Then again, I think he'd be quite grumpy with this race this evening. So Who wants to speak to a grumpy Scotsman?
I mean, do you want to poke the bear with a stick?
Oh, I missed the poke the bear. But no, we've enjoyed ourselves so much. Make sure, if you haven't done already, like, subscribe, hit the alert button for the channel. We intend to bring you a lot of action. If it's not us, it'll be one of the other great comms across the season. But here we have, we've got Mr. Gordon Brown. You've had quite the eventful evening.
Hello.
Hello.
We working? Make working?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, hiya. Hi.
You had quite the eventful evening.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. To be honest, it's weird. Like, from practice to qualifying to the race, it just felt like three completely different cars. Weird. Yeah, I don't have words, to be honest. Maybe that thing called pressure. Maybe.
Maybe we did see a few other Lamborghinis specifically struggling in the second race, just slipping and sliding, just not really able to optimize performance. Gibino did seem to be on it until, well, he wasn't. But yeah, just progressive tire pressure just seemed to hurt a lot of the Lamborghinis tonight. So.
Yeah, I had two punchers in the last 10 minutes on the right hand side.
We
of the
did
car.
wonder why you were slow towards the line.
I moved. I wasn't sure if Daz impacted this championship or not. It didn't impact mine where I finished tonight, I don't think. After race one, I think it was sort of fixed. I think I've done enough to take silver championship. I'm not sure because I might be getting dragged across the stewards after race two, to be honest. But we'll see what happens.
But there was a much bigger incident in race two that we're going to look at now, concerning Dunn on the pit straight. So we are still streaming. We've got the replay up. I'm going to go to our lovely Helicam.
I think it's about lap 10, I want to say.
I'm going to find him first. And then we'll skip forward to that.
You've gone the wrong way, mate.
There he goes in a loop, mate. There we go. So I'm presuming it's lap 11. All right, so
Yeah,
Oh
so
my goodness.
jump on board.
I seen this.
Jump on board to Serpentine.
I seen this. I had to dance around them.
so how did he go off initially? So that is
Ooh.
Harvey, who set everything in motion by tapping.
I think he's
But
still
yeah, I don't know how much you saw from that, Brown, but obviously the knock-on effect from it was unreal.
So we just play it on from here. Something that Dunn hits him. Serpentine I'm going to come off of just because he ultimately then goes to the pits. But then...
Oh my, what are they doing?
He's waiting to drive the car.
No, I mean, like, why are they coming through there full tilt?
I think he collects at least one more car. He does because, yeah, Cablo. And then now he drives off. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, he's stationary. People have hit a stationary object. It's not really on him, I guess.
I think people are just... I guess they're scrambling for a line through a sweeping corner, aren't they? And I don't know if Cablo had anybody behind him or... No, miles behind. So, yeah, that'll be one that's going to come up for a big Stewards inquiry for you. Monday through till Thursday. Because I think there's 3 separate collisions there, all happen one after the other, going into Dunn. I'm not sure what can be read into Dunn's positioning. because that really is an unoptimal place to leave your car. But in fairness, I'm not sure how quickly he could have removed it. So,
Hi, gents.
hello,
How's things?
we're just
What a
reviewing.
race you had!
Yeah.
Oh, first race wasn't the very best, but the second race was really good actually.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that, enjoyed it very much, but I just couldn't hold off the pressure of the forceful pros.
I mean, we were trying to work out in commentary if your struggles towards the end, after you got that first overtake done on you, if it was just you falling back through, like it was a struggle holding on to that, or your tyres had actually let go.
So that first forceful move by the pro, I think it was, can't mind his name, I'm not going to say it live. It caused my rears to get scrubbed, and then any time I tried to kind of hold a corner, the rear end was going. And then it happened again, and when Jay Prentice hit me, and my tyres just wouldn't hold, and I lost it 3 corners later, and that was it. I went from first to sixth in 2 tiny wee instants. It's just one of those things.
Yeah.
It's really good driving tonight, apart from
Because you held off hand. We're just looking now, like you held off Handy for so lap after lap after lap. It was really, really impressive.
It was putting his nose where it wasn't belonging as well. He was trying his hardest. It's good, really good. It's been quite an exciting season for me because I think a lot's happened on my racing front and my pace, but it's only because I'm back in the Porsche because I very sillily tried to. I was running that stupid BMW M6 last season. Silly bugger. That's one of the worst cars in the whole game. But I've enjoyed it this season. That was good.
Yeah, I mean, this, as you can tell, our voices are hoarse. There was at least 3, 4, 5 car battles going on all at once throughout the entirety of the race.
I don't know how you do it. It's fantastic. It's really good to watch. I'll watch back tonight when I'm lying in bed.
I mean, a race like this, we couldn't really do without co-commentary because I need Owen to tell me exactly what's going on, the stuff I can't see. So it's incredibly crucial having this setup for this sort of racing, especially when battles, especially in the reverse grid, develop so quickly when you've got the fast guys coming through to meet with all due respect, the slower and experienced guys. They do develop so quickly that I need that little nod. Just say, Greg, come cover this.
Crash you up. Well, that's your second season with us now with the Sunday, isn't it?
I thought we've done
number 3.
3. We've been over. I think that's second full, third. We had one partial season, I think.
Right.
I think.
Yes, because you came in.
I'm going to throw you all under the bus because you are all wrong.
Oh. What season did you start?
It's 3 and a bit, isn't it?
We started season 13, 14.
Wow.
Oh, you've come in near the tail end of season 14, that's right. And then you've done 3 full seasons. You have indeed.
Yeah.
Part of the family since 20... whatever it was. 2024.
Don't worry, we've all had a Greg moment since then, so it's alright.
Yeah. I don't like how this Greg moment or Gregism has managed to go across multiple servers now.
It's great, I love it. It just lives in your head rent-free and I can just unlock it at any time.
Do you know what's going to live in your head rent-free? We're going into Taco Tuesday level on points, but I'm technically ahead of you.
Yes,
but you're technically going to be in the gravel, so...
Oh, we'll see how that unfolds.
You have to catch me first.
Greg.
So, what's your PB
round here? Are you in the
here?
Lambo?
Sorry?
Are you in the Lambo?
I am in the Lambo.
Then Harris has won.
No.
An absolute disaster event here, honestly.
No, I've raced against Harris here in the past, and I was beating him right up until I got disconnected. So
no, hang on a minute.
That's still a
hang
Lambo
on.
issue.
Can I put a judge in the jury here? Because was I in the McLaren that race? And I did practice in the Ferrari, and I went faster in the Ferrari compared to the McLaren, which you haven't seen yet.
So I mean, that race was ages ago. I've got faster since then as well. We've both. Do you know this last Taco season? Shout out to Taco. We have both improved so much, and I think so many of the drivers throughout the entirety of the season. I haven't seen such drastic improvement from so many individuals in as recent years as this one. It's been
yeah, big shout out to Taco because you unlocked a new trait. You unlocked rage quitting.
one ultimate part. One ultimate. Do you know what this is? Do you know what? Do you know what this clapback is? It's because I historically have not rage quit. I historically have been one to always trudge on and always continue. I rage quit once.
And that's it.
Yeah.
You're a rage quitter for life.
Yep, I feel that completely. To be honest, I was very close.
But I still got classified, whereas Owen actually does have an unclassified in his Taco Tuesday season.
But to be fair, in my defence, and the other 20 cars that piled into me's defence, what was the point?
Right.
Well, the point will come when I jump into chat at the end of Tuesday and go, I won on a technicality.
Right, what we're watching? What we're watching?
Well, originally we were watching the pile up on lap 11 with Dunn, which I can go back to if you wish to see it.
No. Let's continue. What you were looking at now?
I was looking for this forceful pass that Gedman was subject to, but I don't think it's here just yet. He's still behind. Oh no, I've gone. Silly me. It must have been this one.
It's a long time, Chris. Sorry to tell you. Oh, he pushed. Oh, suspect.
Oh,
That's fine.
He gave me, do you know what? He's given me the place back and then he apologised to me in chat and says it's okay.
So how much space did you have to play with? Could you have just tucked in?
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
To be fair,
the corner was his.
He's left the room, but the line from the Aston there, he's come across him.
It's just understeered, but he gave me it back before the corner. I lost 2 places because it.
But it's on the same corner as well when you was fighting Handley. I think you was on the inside. I think you just dipped a wheel on the inside grass. It just caused you to lose a little bit of grip.
That was my wheels. They just scrubbed and that was it. I couldn't push for there. My car just started right, but it really twitchy.
Yeah, there was a. Oh yeah, there you go. Good catch though.
Go on then.
I mentioned that.
Should we see the big one, Greg? Is the big one on here? Should we jump to your spinning Lamborghini friend?
No.
Yes, let's go have a look at this.
No, we don't need to see this. It's okay.
To be fair, I said on stream as well. I think if you hadn't 180'd it, I think you was getting away with it.
Which lap was it?
Well, lap 7 looks very spicy based on that diagram.
It does. Oh.
Yeah.
Quite a compact.
Look at the queue.
Yeah.
Which corner was
play
this one?
Play from here. Play from here.
Oh.
Yep.
Kirby Worby. Oh.
There's one hit.
Oh, right. Okay, so you were touched with the Beamer, the Bentley. Oh.
Oh, I've done it. Yeah, okay. Jail. Jail.
Now, for everybody
change the camera angle for that because that doesn't. You can see a tree.
No, we don't need to see this. It's okay. The tree is
yeah,
good.
we
The tree is
do.
fine.
But everybody watching who's recently not held their brakes, look, he held his brakes, and subsequently, when he hits Poppersill, he actually Poppersill stays rock solid.
I think Poppersill definitely had something in his Weetabix when he got hit by Brown there, to be fair.
I mean, the actual impact, you hit him hard, and it's like Twitch.
I think he was actually understeering round the apex.
Yeah, you just corrected him.
Corrected him. Perfect timing. I think we should raise a ticket for that and give you a 1 point off your back on your license for that.
So,
I
crucially,
think I'm going to be thrown in prison for crashing at the door here, to be honest.
No, that's a coming together.
Go
You're
on
the inside, he's
steering
in the middle of the
cockpit, Greg.
track.
We'll see. Yeah, we don't need to see this camera angle, it's okay.
oh, he opens the steering.
Ooh.
You did.
By the way, I got a track warning for this.
Well, I'm not surprised. You took it at some pace.
Backwards.
You
It's
for a
like what
moment.
Greg did in Alton Park. He tried cutting the chicane and got a 20-second penalty rather than a one track warning.
I'm not going to lie, if that's a track warning, if I can straight line that and tackle, I'll take that. Like, that is well worth it.
But yeah,
I don't see that anymore.
but yeah, I think there was almost a coming together for the lead at the end as well. I get a different camera, so I know what I'm looking at.
Because I think the moment you missed as well, the big battle between Sharp, Rogers, and Sharp just, I think, slightly lost the rear and just got pushed round by a passing car.
I think it was a Handley who won in the end. No, it wasn't one of these, was it?
What are you doing?
I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm fatigued. It's been a long season. Many nights of my voice going hoarse.
One of the shorter seasons.
Yeah, but you've packed so much out. The reverse grid has made this second race so lively.
I mean, to be fair though, I am sporting a Greg sniffle this evening, so I'm trying to nurse the sniffles and keep muting myself to clear my nose so I can commentate and help dear old Greg out, but hang around with too many old people, it wears off on you.
But anyway, guys, I think we have exhausted all footage, both live and replay. So I think, unless you've got any announcements, do you know when season 18 is due to start? Can you announce that now?
I absolutely can. Season 18 for both Tackle Tuesday and Super Sprint Sunday has went live about 5 minutes ago for Patreon supporters.
Yes.
So that's one of the benefits you get for supporting FRL through Patreon. You get your free, your early sign up. It means you can get your race number all sorted, guaranteed entry. I don't know if you guys have seen the demand for Super Sprint Sunday in silver tier this season, but I think we had about 24 drivers wanting to take part who are silver tier. So yeah, having that Patreon means you're guaranteed that you get that first refusal basically off the space.
14 reserves.
But yeah, they've just went live just now. I think they're going to go live officially, or at least in the FRL server. Chris, back me up if I'm wrong here.
10 days time.
10 days, okay, 50 days time, cool.
10 days time.
Yeah, some point in the off season they're going to go live, but it will be announced. You'll get prior warning and then it'll go up if you're already in the FRL Discord.
Yeah, and I noticed you also have a off-season extreme weather event. Is that right? Have I seen that correct?
Yep, it's lingering about there somewhere. Yep. I believe we have two very interesting weather system races where, I believe last time out we done Bathurst, and I think it went wet, dry, damp, dry, wet, dry. Or something like that, in 1 hour. It was absolutely chaotic. So we've got that set up for Donington and for Laguna Seca. And then we go the other way. We make it extreme distance with a 2 hour race at Spa.
Oof. Keep retro away. Block his entry.
We've also got I forgot what it is. It's a vintage.
Endurance.
I want to call it a vintage championship on Tuesday nights.
So we do. It's all cars before 2000. Sorry, without BOP.
Yep.
So
No
it's
Ferrari. No McLaren, No Lambo, no
all
Mercedes.
your old style, all your old golden oldies with various kind of different races on the Tuesdays as well. And then we've also got our main endurance race as well, don't we, at Suzuka?
Yes,
Yeah.
I want to double check what date that actually is, to be completely honest, but that is definitely happening.
Can I put
I think it's Sunday 25th?
Can I put a personal request in for you to rerun another Ginetta event? Those things are awesome to drive.
I promised to get something up for the following off season, so that I tried to do a Ginetta versus Alpine, and we had 4 sign-ups. But I think if we do some kind of Ginetta kind of mini series, I think it's maybe going to be popular. Just Ginettas only, because they're pretty cool.
They are very cool.
We'll do short tracks like Brands Hatch.
I'm not driving you again.
Laguna Seca. You know, we'll all need to come back here and maybe do a wee Mazzano or something.
North Life.
I think I've still got the screenshot on my PlayStation somewhere where I was doing practice in a Ginetta for a different series, and I think I hit one of the curbing on a Scari, and I just got the whole car on 2 wheels down the straight.
Yes.
I thought, I shouldn't be doing this.
They're so good to drive, I love them, they're so exciting.
They sound so good.
Yeah.
And such good on handling. But anyway, I'm sure we could talk all night, keep people entertained all night. But I've got beauty sleep to catch, as I'm sure everybody else does. We all live in the real world. We all have jobs to go to on Monday. So we're going to look to sign off the evening. As mentioned before, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Join the Discord if you want to race. Drop a comment in the comments if for one of the admins to reach out to you. They'll send you a link to the Discord or SimGrid, whichever is necessary for the series you want to race in. Or just follow all the action, and make sure to have a look on SimNet for your up-to-date sim racing goodies. There's a lot of fancy stuff on there which I'm saving up for because I'm looking forward to that.
I'd just like to say thank you very much, gents, for yet another exciting series. This season seen a reverse grid. Next season maybe be pretty much the same.
There might be a small quality tweak, potentially.
Ooh. Well, keep our eyes peeled for that, and we're the first ones to report it live on the channel.
Nice one, guys. Well done this season.
You guys will like it. It'll be easier for you guys.
Nice.
Right, thanks very much again. I will let you sign off.
Right,
cheers.
Bye, guys.
Right. So there you have it, everybody. That is season 17 done and dusted. You are free to go back to work in your lives where you earn money or go to school or education, or if you're retired. We have retired racers in here. Shout out to Craig McConnell. And we'll see you in season 18, where you've heard there's a few different bits to look forward to, and me and Owen will be here to cover it once again, so we look forward to that. Have a good night, guys. Bye.